like sometimes a little earlier, sometimes a little later, I don't know. Not too bad to get a little bit confused about that. It's also since I didn't fed the tool with the streaming times, like it won't show in your time zone, I guess. The only thing I have is like the little schedule down there, and that's of course in the European time zone. So, bear in the couch. Tiny good luck, everyone. So, heyo. Oh no. Rotate. So let's hope for a lot of goat. A lot of sheep. We want them all. Yep, seems weird. Like this pond seems so big. What's going on here? So this must be a free tile. So we found one extra sheep. Oh yeah, means chance to get more gets slimmer for me right now. There we have another one. Yeah. And that's not a pond. That's what I meant. It looked a little weird at the start of the game. So free sheep game. But a field, so not as bad. Probably need to go for a lot of tiles to actually get the sheep working here. Don't know if we can make that happen. But at least to get working here. Free range drawers, that's of course a nice thing. And we might have a little stone problem over here. We're gonna see we can go around that. Maybe that of those one of those two tiles that I'm just scouting out is also stone, while the likelihood of those being two stones right next to each other is fairly low. Yeah. Kind of weird. Actually isn't. Yeah, on the look for the lost stone. It might not exist. Just have two wolves surrounding me. Yeah. Okay. Shortly help them now. For goat, it's of course super uninteresting. Hello, Daffhams! What up, dude? Welcome to the chat. What up? Hope you're having a good day. Oh, thank God I didn't steal it. Nice. Also got it away from Ambigram then. Of course, super great. I don't know if the warrior will do it again. Usually one warrior should be enough to kill 2 wolves. One after another. Didn't said it would get a clear thing, I just said it was possible. Guess I'll keep one woodcutter. Okay, La Dentist. Bye, have fun. Thanks a lot, man. Thanks a lot. Have a good rest of the day, rest of the weekend. Yeah, and maybe see you back in the next stream. Bye bye. Have a good one. It's not too bad for him, I guess. There's worse things that he can survive. I need this tile definitely. Definitely. And I want to get down the tower there. Guess I can work with one attack without too much problems. I need to get a second woodcutter on the stall. Does the attack already happening? Thanks. I also need the food. A bit right there. We will be going for the sheep first. So I have at least a little bit of my bonus working from the start of the game here. Can you give me some hits about Dragon Clan? I don't play serious games at all, but I'm still curious. I don't know. It's hard to describe. It's usually about getting a good amount of thralls working there. The strategy that I use, at least, like to get a high amount of thralls working for you, and usually sacrifice the vills. Well, you don't want to sacrifice all too much then, of course. While other players rather go the other way around and sacrifice thralls at the start of the game and just buy them new. I don't like that too much since they get more expensive. So there's 2 completely different strategies going for each other. I stall out like crazy with Dragon. Yeah, it's definitely... It needs a little bit of time to get it rolling. Like the really early game, of course, like, but with most clans it is very, very... yeah, stale. Really fast. But I think until like 801 at some point, like when your 200 fame hits, the dragon really starts to explode. When you really get like 11 thralls or even more, that can just be crazy. I only seen sacking thralls mostly. I'll try the other strat, or a more balanced approach. Okay, I don't know. Maybe also the answer lies somewhere in the middle. That's true. I always went really good with my sacrificing villager strat, but I have not played on like super high levels of duels or even team games or something, but I never felt bad with this strategy. I never did. I need stone. I don't have my single stone though. Nice. This map is taking a lot of me. Sure. Crazy lore, I guess. yes, this spots. Ah, he spots so weirdly as nothing. Sure. We need another one? I think 3 warriors. Should be enough. Go have followers there. Instead of shipbuilding will go. So something going for me. Jean Maxo. Hi, I just came back to the game after a long time and bought 3 new clans. Hey, that's cool. Never played multi, just campaign and games against AI. Do you think some clans need some love, aka buffs, or others nerfs at the moment? Yeah, in general, there's always something to tweak a little bit. But just in general, I think the I don't get shipbuilding. What are you even talking about? Go without shipbuilding here. I'm gonna go for more merchants afterwards, definitely. Like the Boar clan might need a little bit of love here, at least for the late game, since the Boar clan definitely not excels right there. And since the early game of Northgard is not that alive anymore, to be honest. Like in team games it obviously is, but like in 1v1s and 3-4s, like early game is not really that much of a thing, and therefore the Boar clan definitely sticks a little bit out there to be not too good of a clan right now, in my opinion. Even though I could be a little bit blindfolded right there, since it's such a community meme that's going on right now, maybe that's the way to call it. It's actually not as worse as it seems to be. Said he knows about it. Carpentry mastery. Until the scouts are back. Is there already a release date for the horse tribe? It is already out, Mr. Unreal Link. I think for 1.5 weeks already. And quite announced on Steam, I think. I'm not too sure, but hey, so I can be the one telling you that. It's out, bro. Go play. Go play now. Okay, I don't remember playing Boar, to be fair. I guess I did once at least, but forgot. Okay. I got tricked by another streamer, clickbait title, please Shiro fix game, and I was but they couldn't even answer why he said and didn't want cause I'm a noob. Lol. Okay. Yeah, it is on the highest level of Northgard. You can of course always find exploits and plays that are a little bit too overpowered, right? But I don't think it's too much of an issue for players on normal level. Definitely. Like the clans are definitely balanced out enough, and I think in team games, no. The worst thing that can happen is that maybe boar and wolf is the best combo on the world. Not that wolf and boar is the best combo on the world, but then you will just see boar and wolf against boar and wolf. Afterwards, boar and wolf against boar and wolf. This is like the worst thing that could happen, and even then, I don't know. There were things for years and years that were completely normal in Northgard, in Warcraft and Starcraft. So. I don't know, I don't think it's not too bad. Like, yeah. You can have long time success also with clans that are not completely meta. Not exactly meta. James is also like very good with the Boar clan, while Boar clan is not one of the top tier clans. Yet still he can make things happen with it. Yikes. So tryharding on Northgard is a thing, lol? Yeah, sure. There's a ladder system, so definitely players will try to get on the highest spot on the ladder, of course. There we go. Me? Okay, good for them. Yeah, that's true. We like that too. Like seeing good players playing against each other is always nice. Had a lag, okay. It's always a nice thing to watch. Really like that. Please? Start mining. Even though not the best point when you just start feasting, right? Should have gone for manatees, I really want that. Wait, how did you get this many sheep? My teammate gave me a few. He found 3 too. And yeah, he gave it to me after he went for the stall. I gave him a stone, dude. We just have 3 stones for 2 players. You can see it right here, I have 1. He now has 2. So, something you sometimes need to play around a little bit. I therefore decided to go for 2 early docks, so I can mass up a little bit of gold in general, in case there's an early fight. It's not too bad for team games. And also, so I reach my Yord's Blessing quite early and get at least 15 stone on top quite early. Even though I'm not even closest, like my teammate is quicker on lore than me, I don't know how. Dorian is cheating, to be honest. Dorian is a cheater. He said it here, don't call him out on that. Just like, he's a cheater, man. No, obviously not. But I'm mostly waiting for upgrades now. So for the lure, for manatees, so I can go for the iron. I always seen it as so dump down StarCraft, but in a good way, like a strategy for people that have really low ATM like me. But I guess I have to try the multi before really judging it. Yeah, it depends. It depends really. think I did the wrong tile there, right? No, I didn't actually. Nice! There we go. It is definitely slower. There are also times in the start of the builds where you actually had dead times. I'm more personally not too much of a fan of. I don't think anyone can actually be like, yay, dead time! But hey, I don't have too much against it, and it gives you a little bit time to go over the strategy. And just the other thing in StarCraft is that StarCraft you will always play on the same map, right? Like, it's always the same thing. Like, if you go for this map, you will always have your resources right there, the other things right there, and it will always be the same thing. It will always be exactly the same. If you choose the same map, right? Like, if you play a different map, the map will of course be different. But the map itself is the same. And therefore, yeah. Yeah, the strategy is a little bit more down. Like, you can always go for the same strategy, for example. In Northgard, it's not that much the case. Like, for example, in the last game, in case you saw that, it were not the best decision to attack that early, and this were by far not one of my best decisions. Just getting the sheep out of the sheepfold right there to attack the drawer. They are not that aggressive folk. I think I'm actually gonna get rid of my farmers right there. My sheep are way better anyway. I'm not gonna use them to scout as much as I can. For that. I agree, Joe. I played StarCraft a lot, but it's so stressful. This game is nice and relaxing. That's true. That's true. I really like that too. And like your strategic choices are still very, very weightful. Therefore, that's what I wanted to go out for. Since the maps are so different, you gotta decide. Do I want to go for the stone now? That means that I have to go for 3 warriors early game. That will cost me in the early game. That will make me slower. But therefore in the late game or in the middle game, I will have my stone then quite easy accessible and can really flow through into the late game. Or you just say, nah man, I'm gonna slow down, make a safe build with my 1 stone and then get a war chief early and then go for my other one. Like, there's so much things that you can decide right there. And I'm personally not one of those who thinks like there is like the one perfect way. Sometimes there is something that is of course a little bit like exploitive and you can go really crazy for. Stuff like that happens. And then you have players that just go for the exact strategy all the time. But I think just in general, seen over the whole game, you have a lot of room for creativity in your build, and I think a lot more than you would have in other games. Exactly, vexing is the word, that's true. So it explains my try-harding in this game. But the more I think, it was stupid for me. People can try hard on everything, that's a good thing. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Tetris tournament are crazy competitive. True man. Why would they not take it seriously, right? It's like, okay. I trained for this all year, but you know, I chill. Of course, there are all you people that tried hard. Okay. I want this upgrade. Let's get one more. And you go. And you go. Okay. guess. I will turn this into something happening there. What chief here? So like that. Yeah, that's like least relaxing game at those levels. True. Hey Dentist, do you keep sheep as non-goat clan or do you eat them? Usually I'll eat them as soon as possible. I'm a fan of getting... And there's more room for mistakes. That's really true, man. Sometimes you can just blatantly send your war chiefs into the wolves and let them die. Well, did it really happen then? Did it really happen then? Ouch, man! That's super hurtful. Let's go quickly. Now we need to be a little bit greedier than I would have loved to be. And cut out the scouts here to get a little bit of army. You go for merchant upgrade right now. Come home then. Yeah, sometimes, like, if I don't need to go for them, of course, I will just keep them for a little while. Like, if I cannot expand to more tiles, I will just keep them a little bit to give me a little bit of a bonus, of course. Like a little bit of a wood bonus. But I usually go for them as early as possible and rather take the happiness bonus that I get to have for more territory than keeping the cheap and getting the bonus. The long-term bonus. Well, both is fair and good decision. Wouldn't nag on any of those. So, quite a few lures. Doesn't even matter which one I keep. By the way, your YouTube videos are really nice, Dentist. Watch a couple recently. Hey, that's cool, that's cool. Thanks a lot, man. Glad you enjoyed them. I can use that. I'm missing 30 or 35 stone. It's hurtful, but it is doable. 2 more stone. How about the war chief? The first one I actually get this game. This is the first war chief I get this game. You won't believe that. It's a little bit late, right? You would have thought that around 3 or 4 months earlier I would have already gotten one, but nah, that hasn't happened. You always keep an eye on your war chief, man. Like sometimes you will forget about him. Of course, not me. Oh man, that hurt a bit. And now we're going to go for that, and we're actually going to get a little bit of stone from that. Forgot about it. If you go for a wolf's cave, that will give you 5 stone. And the one problem I don't have as Goat Clan is having not enough food. I have enough food. Oh yeah. Go for soda tip. Go for your brewery too. Also nice. Go for 2 trading posts on one tile. Really helps quite a bit. I still need healers, I need this, I need that. so much. Actually just one on there. Two more. Oh! That Will standing around. Careful next time. An earthquake actually soon. Earthquake. Not that scary actually. Should I feast again? Okay. That. My gold then too. As soon as there are 2 more stone in there, gonna have 1 Will building while the event or the feast. Well, I also have a question about the lore of Snakeland, the black market one. When I took it, didn't seem like it would work like the like I thought it would. It was still giving them food. Maybe this translation in French is wrong. My game is French. How does black market really work? Shiro is actually a French company. My bro! So, actually, the highest chance to have the right dub right there. It usually shouldn't give your opponent any of your resources. And a lot of people that were using it for iron, like get a high amount of iron together, iron or stone, with the snake, just get a high amount of that together, trade it all to your opponent in 801 and then rush them in 802 with a huge amount of army. That were a thing. And I think that the opponent didn't get any of the iron right then. I can't quite lay my finger on it. I can't swear on it like I would on my opponent's team. I didn't play the strategy that much, but I think that I didn't get anything. Well, I can't swear you nothing. I have way too much wood, by the way. Makes no sense. And not enough happiness. Next one. 7 from 9. Ah, the healers are so important though. It's gonna go for area happiness. It clearly was, I was at war with them. Okay. And when I stopped, I gained back my food, okay. Counter to where it was. That's true, that's true. Wait, what are you saying? What you mean there? Take this tower down, by the way. There's actually no space. You still lose food, they just don't get the plus. Oh yeah, that is it. Yeah. That's all it does. Yeah, that's true, that's true. That is all it does, but it can be quite important if you like to trade it in a duel to your enemy. Like if you would have done that, what I just explained before with the iron, you would just lose the huge amount. Like you would give your opponent a huge amount of iron that he could just work with and use against you. It's not that cool. It's definitely quite a huge deal to not give it over to them. Or wood if you trade wood, or stone if you... Yeah, that's right. Also it sours the trade relations. Yeah, they won't get that much gold from trading with you. Yeah, man. So you make it more of a one-sided thing with them. I'm gonna go. Oh. Okay. Those happiness buffs. Now I understand. That's cool, man. I think it also gives you 10% on your merchants. That's true, man. Like the half of coinage. And having half of coinage just on the back right there. Why not? I'll always take a half of coinage. Just build a second one of those. And just in a moment I have it built, I realize. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit too much again, but this is not a problem at all. So I want the thunderstorm though. Ready. Let's go for that. Shouldn't stop me at all. Get to 60. Go a little higher. And I don't want... There's not another one right there. I really like to get the forge wrong. Like build a skirmishers camp instead of a forge. It's also a thing I really like to do. Oh! That's okay. I have 6 merchants. I have 2 people, 2 sailors. Ready for feast. Need some money. Let's see. It also allows trading while at war, but this is a huge benefit, that's very true. And with Snake in general, is domination usually the only way to go, or is there another decent way? A sec from fame, I think I can all do quite well. Yeah, usually. I think so. Like, it can do lore, there's nothing that in particular stops it from it, while there are just other clans that are a little bit more for... They're a little bit more eco-heavy, where you could say, yeah, they can easily just live a little bit off their eco and have a few more lore masters than the Snake clan would have. But it's still nothing that in particular stops the Snake clan from getting a lore win. So they're just other clans that seem to be a little bit more useful for that. What would you usually go for personally? Like I would usually go for donation actually. Hmm? Warband. Actually build up a trading route door in here. Talk about that. Another beast. Defensive with Snake, is it possible? Oh yeah, Scorched Earth. It's even stronger defensive than offensive. Yeah man, that is really true. It's a savage nymph. Okay, I didn't knew that. I'm new to them. So you're getting rushed and scorch your own shit? Yeah, definitely. Like it hurts a little bit since your eco will also be hurt. So if that's your main trading tile, ouch. But you can definitely stall out enemies like that super good, because your army just gets an insane bonus on there, right? Actually, I have millions of gold. Let's do it like this. Get it over here. Wait, at the President is live. Does Scorched Earth hinder your own production as well? Yeah. I know that because at the first time I actually thought it would buff your economy. And then had to find out, no, it doesn't. That doesn't. No, it doesn't buff. Just to get it out. Okay. Soon get my relic here. Too good to wait. Okay. Bearfield's nice here. That's also very true. Quite strong. I'm just gonna... This over there. I just come. I got quite some army that I can just pull over without hurting me at all. I will actually bind my relic right here. And I will bind my war chief. Maybe it won't die this time. Bear clan was my favorite just before playing. Okay, that's fair. It's a strong clan. I don't... Not enough red. Oh. We're actually not wanted to be. We got quite a few low there. Damn it, 12 minutes is 1 year of cooldown. Whoopsie. Crazy APN coming. Yeah, let's see, let's see. More wheels. Those two friends here. Down over there. Now the tower's dying. Yes. The wolf will now get insane boning right there. A little bit of lag down there. Can't actually micro that much at all, but shouldn't. can mess a lot up. Like, you should get the low ones out, definitely. Just deleted all of my army there. Recruitment. It's nothing bad. That's nothing bad, guys. It's okay. Teammate has still a lot of army. Okay, wait. Over there. In the minus in the wood and food. And let's go straight for them. What? Bro! Go! Go! What are we waiting here? The only thing that can happen is that orange pulls more army already. He's going for the frame die lure. Oh. This is the relic from the Bear Clan that gives the War Chief, Borgild. You see the sword right here? It's the Sword of Grin. And that makes this little ice pulse right there. And we can go a little bit hard onto the frame rate. I usually don't have too much problems with that. LOL, fights are so stupid. Yeah, that's true. There's nothing too much that you can do. Like, you can try to micro quite hard. You can also go with X throws and try to make a little bit more happen right there. Like, X throws are also those that you should need to should try to focus out right there. But with warriors, you shouldn't actually over micro too much. Doesn't make too much sense. Because when you keep on microing him, it can always happen that if you right click the shield bearer right now, and the warrior will first start to run a half circle around it and then start to attack it. And therefore rather just right onto him. Don't try to do something fancy with warriors, in my opinion, just go straight for them. It's again about the eco that you built up before. If I would have recruitment right now, I wouldn't feel any need to attack. I would just stay home. I remember days when when you could micro like crazy to clear the field with 7 Groggers with 1 X-throw. Yeah, man, they were neat. But then they implemented range X-throws, so you couldn't dance anymore. Like, players used to dance on the tiles all the time. But you could also do that against players, and can imagine that most players wouldn't have liked it that much to just get tile danced all the time. So they, yeah, made a few differences that you had a little bit of an attack delay when you enter into a tile. That's why you don't want to make it that often. Yikes. More again, more happiness. Are straight coming back? cheap there. Now it's getting serious. Hunter back! Oh no. One guy actually healing my watch chief here. Or I will end up with a few problems. You can basically just go for tower after tower. It's so pointless to fight outside against the wolf. He got so many bony right there. This is crazy. Like in this tile. I went straight into this tile and got wrecked in here, even though you couldn't see it that much because I just went into this little corner right here. But man, my army just went and then at some point I just thought, okay, you gotta run outside again because the whole fight we're going outside here. The wolf will just get insane bony when it fights outside of a tile. Yeah, that were basically it. Anyway, cannot get that many of armor, that number of army up again. For now, I would need a few months. Damn it, man. Rip. Ah, kind of, yeah. Kind of. Get a little bit of army now, but do this anymore. Why is there warriors running like that? Ah, yeah, right. Get him over there. Looked so good at the start of the winter. Yeah, but yeah. The wolf is over 500 fame. And after this point the wolf bonuses are... yeah. Strong. Let's say it like this. Like we also don't get the... yeah. The debuff that you will get for fighting far outside of your territory there. That's a good thing. Can we hurt them? Oh, lol. Okay. We weren't ready for that. Okay. And now he went into the tile to not get the wolf the attack debuff. It's not stupid. I just were completely not ready for it. A very good idea. We're in the end, basically that what I said before, that we fight at the tile, but just right now, I weren't ready, like I said. Didn't thought that would happen. I have a little bit more gold now. I did think that will be enough. You go great. Oh, yeah, they choose a few right fights, and that's how quickly the game can enter. Yeah, that's mostly what team games are about, right? Choosing the right fights. That's what many players talk about, that should oftentimes focus a little bit more onto your domination game when you want to get a good team player, because this will mostly how most of the games end, and really choose the right fights, yeah, decide when to fight. This also, like, we could have waited a little bit longer there at the start, but I think we already waited a little bit too long, because I think I could have definitely hit the wolf at an earlier time, at a way stronger force, and I think the wolf wouldn't have been that ready at that point. Because the wolf, I play wolf myself quite a bit with the field ration build, and I know how vulnerable it actually is at the start, so I guess It would have been also a nice idea to maybe get over there while the map is so big and crazy, and also just going there with one stone. It's of course not nice, and the wolf doesn't care a dime about having just one stone. He just doesn't care about it. The wolf just needs one stone. Even though he also went for the other stone up there. Like, I could have maybe also thought about going for this stone. But I don't know. Very nice game here from Dorian, and also from Dr. Scene and Epigram. They were a really nice back and forth game here. A really cool team game. Always cool to have that once in a while. And have those small things really decide such games, man. It's really always crazy when you have so nice balanced team games right here. It's really cool. Nice. Thanks everyone for joining in here. We're enjoyable again. Epigram. Again with the extreme stack clan force here. So yeah.